Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to talk about what are the digital video properties. So every video has specific properties and we're going to discuss about it. So digital video, what is digital video? Before we get into the understanding of what are the digital video properties, let's understand what are digital videos. So digital video is just an electronic representation of moving visuals. That means, so when there are like a lot of images that are moving together in a very fast manner and those are stitched together, that is called digital video. So visual images in the form of encoded digital data is called a digital video. So previously when we used to watch movies, so those movies were basically made out of a certain number of frames. Those frames move really fast, giving you the illusion of a video. That is basically what video is. And after you understand video, because nowadays all those videos, those mechanical things are not right now available. Those things are basically encoded in digital data and those are called digital videos. It's a little complicated to understand, but digital video is basically the videos that you shoot on your phone, on your cameras and stuff like that, where you basically have a memory card where all the video data is being saved. Unlike previously we used to have those film that used to go into the video camera. So nowadays it's called digital videos. So the digital video has certain properties. For example, like resolution is one of the properties. So every video has a specific resolution. So for example, like 1920 into 1080 or maybe which is basically the HD video format. There is full HD video format, 4K, Ultra HD and things like that. So video resolution is the total number of pixels that is there in your video frame. So the more number of pixels you have, the better the quality will be. So if your video has like more pixels, that means later on in post-production, you can also like zoom in, you can do a lot of different stuff. So the higher the number of pixels, the better the quality of the video. So here, these are some examples of resolution. For example, like HD videos, which are like 720p videos. There is full HD video, which is 1080p, 1920 into 1080 kind of video. There is 4K Ultra HD kind of videos, which is there. So 4K is also called Ultra HD. So this is just an example of how resolution works. So here 1920 into 1080 means here 1920 number of pixels are there, and here in the vertical it's 1080 pixels are there. That means like total video format is 1920 into 1080. So this is basically one rectangle that basically signifies the screen of your phone or maybe on your monitor or display or anything. So this is an example of full HD videos, which is the most common format of videos. Then this is Ultra HD or 4K videos. So 3840 into 2160. Basically, you can put 4 HD videos inside a 4K videos. So this is all about the resolution part, which is quite important to understand. So that means if you shoot in a 4K, that means and you are exporting it in 1080p, then that is called a downgrade. For example, if you are shooting on your camera, this is a right now the camera is being shot in a 4K video format, but it is reduced down to a 720p, so or maybe a 1080p or a full HD video that you guys are watching right now. Alright, so resolution gives you a lot of opportunity in the post-production. Next is frame per second, which is also called FPS, which is one of the properties of digital video. So when you open up your camera has something called resolution, HD, 4K, those kind of things. And even if you right now, if you turn on your camera, you will understand how it is. Then there is another thing that is called FPS. So the more FPS or the more frames that you have, later in post-production, you can slow it down. For example, FPS is the number of images that is there. So basically video is formed of number of images that is moving together. So when you have like more frames, that means you can slow it down later. So general films, they have 24 frames per second. So in 1 second, there will be 24 moving frames that is there. And here, this is just an example of 50 FPS. So if you have 50 frames per second in 1 second, so later on in post-production, you can make it to 2 seconds. So if you are shooting in 100 FPS, later on in post-production, you can make it into 20 FPS and you'll have a 4-second video, which is slow motion. So FPS basically have a proper understanding that FPS helps you in terms of making your video slow motion. So the more number of FPS you have, let's suppose it's 240 FPS or 120 FPS, then you can slow it down later on in post-production. Okay, so this is FPS and what it does. All right. So after FPS, there are like certain other properties that is there, but these are like two main properties. One is resolution and FPS that you need to understand before getting into video editing. Okay, because these things will help you in terms of your editing. Let's suppose if you have a 4K footage and you want to zoom in into certain parts, then resolution will play a major role there. And if you have a higher FPS footage which is shot in a A7 IV or A7 III or a high-end camera which is 100 FPS or 120 FPS video, and the client basically wants to slow it down, that you can do if you have a higher FPS video. Alright, so these are some of the video properties that is there in your digital video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And in the next video, we'll talk about how do you edit your videos through your phone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I'll see you in the next one.